Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I got for us the Kagama 6S and the EXB Kraton that just released the revision. So basically this is the new ready to run version. Kind of just want to go over them, see these two side by side, go over the price points on them, and kind of what you expect to see out of the box. And yeah, not really which one's better, because I think they're both strong in different aspects, and I'll kind of go over some of those and where I think they're strong or weak at, in my opinion, and we'll see if they match up to anybody else's. If you guys want to give me some feedback after we're done. So, all right, guys, be right back. All right, so here we got them. Both awesome looking trucks. I'm not a huge fan of this green, but I think the green pops very well. Personally, I like the red or the blue, but this green isn't bad, actually. It looks a little bit better in person than it did online. And then, of course, we got the black and red that Kraton loves to do for their EXB, which also is a nice sharp look. So I mean, other than the EXB Italian body, the black one that's like this is my second favorite Arma body. New Big Rock looks pretty sharp, but it just doesn't do it for me. The old Big Rock was better, but again, looks are one thing, bodies are interchangeable. Both cars come out the box looking pretty sharp. So I'm not even going to, I said I wasn't going to do a bunch of comparisons, but I am going to talk about what I said, the pros and cons that I know of and things that I see. Definitely without even a hesitation, given the tires the benefit over on the Arma. These tires, especially the Copperhead 2s, their sidewalls are much thicker right here, where these kind of super soft. So these hold up well in 4S, don't do well in 6. These don't do well in 6S either, but they do still hold up better. And they don't seem to pull away from the rim as easily, whereas you can see right here, I'm pinching, the rim's right there. This one, I mean, the rim is there as well, but I kind of got to get back here to even get to it because it's so much firmer. So Arma's got a plus for sure. And then also their second plus out the box is going to be their EXB bash bumper. So I've got something coming for this, guys. I found one that works for this. I just don't want to do it in this video, so it's actually on my other truck, and I'll show that here in my upcoming video. But we'll talk about that. If you're looking for a bumper for the Kagama, Corrali, Kronos, Jambo, any of those, stay tuned. I'll have something for you. And then, like I said, out the box, so this is here. Now, we are talking price-wise. I guess we should start there as well. This is $699 vehicle, so $700. This one's $620. You're looking at an $80 difference in value. So with that being said, keep that in mind with some of this stuff, not everything. I mean, personally, I think you can at least call them equal value. Maybe even give some advantages here and there to others, but like I said, they're at least equal value based on that $80 difference because of what we'll go over here with is the bulkheads. Now, personally, I have a feeling about that myself, that, not a feeling, but an opinion. Personally, I think this one needed the bulkheads. I've twisted 2 bulkheads on my Kraton, and they were the same bulkheads and things like that they were using. So obviously, making the extreme bash, they smartened up, listened to people, and put aluminum bulkheads on here. So for that extra money, you are at least getting some good money out of it. On my Kronos and my other setups, I have not damaged any bulkheads on this truck. So I can't really say that, you need it, but on that Kraton, I did need it. So the tower-to-tower brace is nice on this. I definitely like the tower-to-tower brace. A little bit better for some aspects. For looking at the aluminum, just mainly these two. I don't really care about this piece. I think the Corrali is fatter up top, and the way it angles up to the top of the tower and to the actual wing is more of a traditional tower-to-tower brace, whereas this one attaches to the bracket here, which isn't really, it's just kind of bumped up against the tower. But what I do like is these braces. Now they are available in the XTR, where mine, on my Punisher, has aluminum braces there with the old tower-to-tower. This new tower-to-tower, I don't think that's possible, but again, I don't know if we need it yet, so we'll see. But this one definitely looks sharper, and that red really does kick. Talking about that red, I'm like, of all the red and all the times they chose to get away from what is like that look, with the red on all their trucks. So you put all the red accents in their hubs on all of that stuff. And then they go over here with the one that's got more red than any other vehicle they've made, chassis-wise, and they put completely black hubs on it. So, whatever. I mean, that's just something I noticed. Got a trip out of. The towers. You got the EXB towers here, which I believe are 775. And we've got the Corrali towers. Both of these are super thick as far as compared to the stock versions of them. I say super thick. I mean, a millimeter or so thick is all you really need to be more. But they're a lot thicker than the original counterparts of these vehicles. Not to mention out of a better material. I do like, and I don't think, I heard these are extended cups. Now, that doesn't mean, much. If the material is still the same, these are still going to get chewed into with that drive cup, whereas the Swiss diffs on these trucks hold up a lot better. These upgrades here, I think, are a plus that Corrali's giving you that the Kraton's not. With the revision of the arms on these trucks have been a weak point, in my opinion, especially at least on the Kraton. I've broke every arm on the truck, lower arm, and replaced them with RPM, which is no big deal. But just looking at the meat of these arms, there's definitely more material on the Corrali arms, top and bottom, than they give you on the Kraton. So again, this needs to be seen how these arms, I don't think these arms are any different than the version 4 and 5. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just going off of looks. Both have aluminum bodied and aluminum cap shocks. The shocks, in my opinion, have been great on both vehicles. I never really had a problem with the Kraton shocks. Of all the things I've had issues with, it wasn't the shocks. Kraton did offer now a couple things that they took away. They have a better servo saver now. This servo saver plate here, this one actually should allow you to put a bigger servo in it now without needing to, get a different mount. Because one of the issues we had with the 5, anytime you put a bigger servo, you had to get like the hot racing servo mount. So I believe this servo mount now will take a bigger servo with the upgrade of the servo that they did put in it finally. I believe that's a 20 kilogram, which are just now starting to get on par with what some of the other companies are putting in. Although this company's has some issues with this ESC, the servo, but that's not in relation to the servo being bad. I think that's actually a good servo. It's just that the endpoints for this truck need to be set to like 4 out of 6 on the remote. And a lot of trucks were coming with the dial all the way up, or people turn them all the way up, not really thinking about what that's doing. And it was just causing excessive strain on the servos. And I think that was the biggest issue that I've seen. Everybody we sent out of here that we corrected that with has usually had good luck. Obviously, you have your bashing people, somebody that might clip something that could have caused the servo to skip or something like that you're not really factoring. But I'm not a huge fan of these bulky cages in general, but I do like that this one's got the pad on there versus this hard plastic, even though it's flexible. It does fit their body style a little better. I did run into some issues when I put other bodies on with this truck and having this one, and I'm sure I would do the same there. So I can't really kind of fault either one of them for that. Again, the diff housings, huge plus, huge upgrade for the aluminum, even if it's shit aluminum, which I don't know if they want 775 on this or not for the bulkheads. But regardless, it's aluminum. It's going to hold way better. It's going to keep this diff nice and attached to the truck and make the arms and hinge pins work more where, instead of twisting that off of the frame. Let's see here. Electronics. This one, a customer of mine, I already ran it. His GPS module came up at 50, I believe, 51 or something he got on this. Wound out. He's confident it's wound out because the box clearly says 65. But here we go again with, there's a pinion in the box. They want you to put the speed pinion on. And once you put that speed pinion on, that's when they tell you that shouldn't be an off-road pinion. So to get 65 in Kraton world, you basically either need to change out probably your ESC, because I think the motor can handle it fine. But the ESC, that is probably going to crap out, with the higher pinion gear. But when we're dealing with the Torox 185, this thing's amped higher, that this is, almost 70 miles an hour out the box, so that you don't need to do anything. It says 62 on here, but I've got the video of this truck in version 1 form with the same electronics, same gearing, doing 68 on a wheelie where I couldn't, just trying to punch that last little bit out. So we know we've gotten this almost at 70 stock. So 62 is what they say, but that's out the box, closer to 70. This one, to get that, you're going to have to stay on harder surfaces. You don't want to take it out in the rough on that, because if you get a warranty issue, they might hold you to that with the pinion. But again, that's here nor there. I just, out the box, you're looking at 50. Out the box on this, you're almost at 70. So that matters to some people. It's all changeable though. You get the mud guards here on the Corrali. No mud guards on this one. They could have easily put mud guards on there. No big deal. A lot of RC cars don't come with them. I do like the adjustable links that Arma's using, because the XTR's got them as well on this one. But yeah, I just like having the adjustment there. Don't get me wrong, I love for customers coming in and seeing the trucks all be standard, because sometimes I see cars come in and people try to straighten the wheels up, and then they mess up the servo because they got one turned in too much and the servo wants to straighten it, and now it's off center. So like, it's so plug and play. Just drop this back in. If somebody breaks one, you don't have to worry about adjusting the link or making sure it was already set to the original link you had. They were kind of plug and play. And with the Kagama, they made these heavy duty, so a little bit beefier than the other ones. I think that comes in thickness. It's not hollow. I think some of the other ones had a hollow center. But like I said, these now should be much more durable than what was even on the Kronos. So we're both getting the upgraded chassis. So very, very similar trucks in that aspect. This one's CNC gears. I did not hear them mention anything about CNC gears. It may or may not be on this one. Like I said, guys, I have not done my full depth research on this truck as I probably should or would have, but they were in. I'm already down to, I ordered a couple of them. I'm already down to my last one on the EXB, and I've only got 2 more on the Kagama, so I wanted to hurry up and get this video in before I was out of stock or too busy just not to be able to get to it. But you guys, there's not really a lot to cover. These trucks are very similar. In my store, I can't talk about the pricing I sell these for because it goes against our map pricings. But as a standard $80 difference, regardless, it's going to be very close to that on my sale price of a gap difference. So you can't go wrong, in my opinion, on either or. If you're an Arma fan, they made a great truck here. This thing looks like they took all the problems they had in the past and tried to fix them. Now, whether that holds up, I mean, they even put a 25 tooth on here. The 23s were killing me here for a while. Just trying to upgrade everything, and servo horns and upgrading servos and finding out you could change all that. Something else we weren't talking about. So as upgrades from the old Kronos and stuff, these are now big, thick aluminum pieces. They used to be a small plate covered with plastic, kind of what we have here. Now, I know they did beef these up a little bit, but it looks like they're still going with the plates that are probably just upgraded like the XTR has on the Kronos, where it's a plate back there that may be a stronger material, but it's still got that plasticness, which this here is the actual full aluminum piece, and it's got the inserts of plastic that you put in there, which they can wear out. You can change them out. And, to me, it's just a better setup. I liked it when they did this over the XTR. I'm actually going to change my XTR over to these. So I do like these hinge pins better. It seems like it's going to be much more durable, but I haven't tried these. I know that was I bored them out a little bit on my version 4 Kraton, so I'm not going to, put any bad words about this one until I actually see it or get some feedback from some people. But that's pretty much, guys, that's it. I don't need to harp on anything here. I just want to kind of show these trucks side by side and let people see them. So, and that's kind of what I did. I think they're both great vehicles. Obviously, the wing mount is one other area I want to talk about. This wing mount has been fine on this truck. Not a huge issue, but I know they did upgrade the wing mount on this one. So now it's, double braced back here and still coming in here, which this is a much thicker material. It's a beefier feeling material than the other one was. So this should fix what I've seen their problem to be. The problem I see on this truck is the breakaway shims are no longer available because people complained that the wing would come off, which, any impact would just snap their old wing shims right off, which was good because your mount stayed in place and the wing was intact, and you just put, what you got for like $4 for a pack of 12 of them, 2 more wing shims on, and went back out, so they had a solution. People complained about it. Now they went to this clamp style, which I'm not a fan of, and can definitely cause this upper plate piece, the same piece on this that is known to break, which looks like they changed actually, because this is a completely different style here as well for where the wing mounts. So maybe this is going to be better overall in that category, but you can't go wrong with either one, guys. $80 difference between the two. Needed the metal diffs for that $80, Swiss diff cups and things like that, and CNC gearing, possibly CNC gearing on this one too. All the other stuff is so comparable that it's really apples and oranges over the two vehicles. You've got your people who want the ARMA name, and you got your other people who want to be different and can still pick up a great truck at a great price, and be just as equal to what else is out there, if not for less. Again, most people change tires out and things anyway, so take those with a grain of salt, whether you want to change your tires out and you keep them. If you're a stock tire person, then the Kraton's going to fare you better for sure with all the other upgrades. So again, can't go wrong with either or. If you guys are in the area, I'd be happy to go over either one of them with you or sell you either one of them. I wouldn't talk bad about either one of these vehicles leaving my store. So, they're both great trucks. I have a personal fandom over the Kagama with what my version 1 Kronos was compared to my version 4 Kraton. It did not have a lot of luck with my version 4 Kraton, but I know a lot of people who have and have seen the 5s and knew that they improved some stuff, and now this, clearly they've improved some more. I'm still, jury's in the air for me about these ESCs. I don't know with the issue that I had with the Kraton one, and what it took to fix that, if I trust Spectrum not doing things with their firmware that make their batteries run better on their trucks. Jury's still out on that one. So if anybody's got any feedback on other ARMA vehicles using this gray, not the orange Spectrum, I'd be very happy to hear from you, because like I said, I want to get as much feedback as I can on that topic, because I'm starting to see that to be a pattern. But like I said, we'll kind of not talk about it until I know more. But and the last thing, let's get these bodies back on. Let me see where we at. All right. So as always, they're very similar. Like if you ever wanted to put even a stock body from a Kraton, like you would only have to come inside a little bit and just bore that other end down a little bit. Like you're literally just shaving some of the body off, and you could literally have the body swapped. Vice versa, anything for a Kraton, anything for a Corrali. So one last thing just for the bodies. Skid plates, nice. I don't know why they didn't do this on this. They have the skid plates, they put them on other trucks. I don't know why they didn't. But body clip retainers on both of them. I do like the clips better than actual clips themselves. They have these big fat heads, so when you're grabbing it in and just trying to pop it in, it's super easy. Now I haven't done this actually, I'm going to do it on camera, but this one doesn't have that big head, but I'm sure I can still get it in. And see, I thought it was going to be just as easy. It actually probably is, but I'm doing the exact same thing. It just doesn't have that big head to get behind and push. Like this one kind of, literally can just push it in. This one you almost got to get this out of your way and maybe get that upright so you get a 90-degree angle on it. But again, it's a clip, no big deal. Just like their clips better. All right, well, that's all I got, man. Like I said, I could talk a lot more about both these vehicles. I've already went over the Kagama. I've already went over Kratons and things. There's plenty of people doing unboxing videos for this and getting in detail for you. That's not what I wanted to do today. I just wanted to kind of show the vehicles side by side and go over a couple of the key differences and things I know of. So, all right, well, that's all I got. My little doggy's over here waiting for me to go sit down and edit this video. She's been very patient and hasn't even barked one time. Right? I know. You haven't even done that yet. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. Any feedback, guys, I appreciate it 100%, especially on the ESCs for the gray spectrums, and if anybody's experiencing any weird stuff with other non-spectrum batteries, and especially if you've tested that yourself for anything, I'd love to know. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.